So can doing NoFap really help you to manifest the life of your dreams through the law of attraction? Now, the law of attraction is this belief where you can attract things into your life by manifesting them, or basically thinking about them all the time. So if, for example, you want to be a millionaire, you just want to be very rich, the idea is that you keep thinking about having lots of money all the time. You keep imagining yourself to be that rich guy, sitting in your amazingly large mansion, having an expensive car and holding lots of money. And that this will then send some vibrations and energies out in the universe, which will eventually attract the thing you want, in this case, money, into your life. Now, a lot of people believe in this law of attraction, and also in the NoFap community, there seem to be a lot of people who say that when you do NoFap, that this really enhances the power of the law of attraction. Now, I know that this might sound very spiritual to the skeptical mind, but I can tell you guys that I am a little bit of a skeptical mind myself, and I still do believe that the law of attraction works, and that NoFap can, yes, indeed, enhance the power of the law of attraction. But maybe this is all not for the reason that most people think it is, because I have a somewhat less spiritual, more tangible, more rational interpretation of the law of attraction. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to discredit the whole spiritual side of it. I know, there is a lot that science haven't proven yet. There might be such a thing, such as vibrations and energies. I am not trying to say this is all nonsense, but I personally tend to have a more tangible explanation for the law of attraction as well. I think this really explains why this thing really works. So that's what I'm going to talk about in this video. And I think that it primarily has to do with the fact that if you practice the law of attraction, that this causes a deep identity change. You see, when you practice the law of attraction, the thing you are doing is that you are constantly thinking about your goals, right? You keep imagining yourself to be the person you want to be. And you keep telling yourself how badly you want to be this person. And I think that if you keep thinking these things over and over again, that this really does a good job at actually making you believe it. You actually start to believe that this is indeed what you want out of life. You actually start to believe that this is in fact the person you are. And if you start to believe it, this really increases the chance that you are going to act like that person in your daily life. And so if, for example, you want to become that millionaire, that rich entrepreneur, and I'm not trying to suggest this is necessarily a good goal, but let's hypothetically say you want to become a rich entrepreneur. And your friends call you up and say, hey man, it's Friday night, let's go out and party. It's going to be a lot more likely that you start to think, well, wait a second, partying might be fun, but what I really want out of life is to be an entrepreneur that works 80 hours a week and builds a huge business and gets rich, right? And so if that's what I really want, then maybe I should not be partying, but maybe I should be working tonight. And you make this choice because you are so convinced that this is the person you are. And if you would have not thought about your goals all the time and imagined yourself to be the person that you wanted to be, this would have not made such a deep impact on your identity. And so it would have not been as likely that you would make this decision that is in accordance with your goals. It would have been more likely that you would have just thought, yeah, partying is fun, I guess I could go partying tonight. And so over the years, over the course of a year, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, eventually all the good decisions, or at least decisions that are in accordance with your goals, whether your goal is a good goal or not, that remains to question. But all of these decisions keep piling up, and so it becomes a lot more likely that you eventually, over the course of 10, 20 years, end up achieving what you want to achieve. Now again, the millionaire is just an example, I'm just saying this hypothetically because this happens to be what a lot of people want out of life. A lot of people think they just want to get rich. So I use this as an example because this is something a lot of people can associate with. But this really works for any goal you have. For example, you want to become a big YouTuber, right? You want to grow your YouTube channel, and you keep thinking about how this is what you want, right? You keep imagining yourself to have a big YouTube channel. Whenever you get out of bed in the morning, you think about, oh, it would be so great if my YouTube channel was growing. Well, this is going to make it a lot more likely that you are actually going to work towards that thing, instead of, starting up that game in the morning and procrastinating. You keep telling yourself that this is what you want, and so eventually you actually start to believe it, and when you believe it, you actually start to act in accordance with it. And I think this is also one of the biggest problems why so many people always struggle to actually get the motivation to work towards their goals, right? They have set a goal where they want something out of life, but they are not really convinced on an identity level that this is what they want. They don't really believe it themselves. And practicing the law of attraction is the very thing that makes you actually believe that working towards your goals is the thing you want, that becoming that person of your dreams is what you want to become, and that is actually who you can be right now. But I think it goes even further than that. I think it's not just about how likely you are to work towards your goals, but I think that it also increases the opportunities you get in life. Because when you practice the law of attraction, when you constantly think about your goals and the person you want to be, it basically makes you go through life from a different perspective. It makes you go through life from the perspective of the person you want to be, the perspective of your goals. And when you do this, you are more likely to view things from a different perspective and recognize opportunities that you might have otherwise not recognized if you were not thinking about your goals all the time. So for example, let's say you are at a party or a social gathering, whatever social gathering that is. And there is someone that is like a rich celebrity, influential person, whatever it is. Now most people will think, oh wow, it's so cool, I'm at the same party as this guy is. Maybe I get to say hi to him, or maybe take a picture for my Instagram, right? But you, because you think from the perspective of, let's hypothetically say, you want to become that millionaire entrepreneur, you might think, well, this guy has some experience in this and this business, he has some connections here and there, maybe it's actually a very valuable networking opportunity to meet this guy and to exchange some contact information, or at least, if he doesn't want to do that, ask him some questions to help me ahead work towards my own goals. And you would have not viewed that guy from that perspective if you would have not thought about your own goals all the time. The fact that you practice the law of attraction, the fact that you go through life from the perspective of the person you want to be, makes you recognize all these opportunities that you would have otherwise not recognized. And so a lot of people say that when you practice the law of attraction, you attract opportunities into your life. And I think that's actually true. I think that actually happens. Now, I'm not so sure about the fact whether that has to do with like vibrations and energies, because that's what a lot of people say, They say, well, you start to excrete this energy and that attracts similar energies, and that's why you get more opportunities. And again, I'm not trying to discredit this spiritual side, but I do think that there is a more rational explanation as well. I think, to me, it makes a lot of sense that if you keep convincing yourself that your goals are indeed what you want to work towards, and you keep going through life from the perspective of the person you want to be, it just becomes a lot more likely that you actually act in accordance with this, and that you manage to recognize opportunities as well. So where exactly does this whole NOFAP thing come into play? Why do people say that NOFAP can enhance the power of the law of attraction? Well, some people say it has to do with these energies and vibrations, that when you do NOFAP, it increases your vibrational frequency and that enhances the power. But I also think that here there is a more tangible explanation as well. And that is the fact that when you do NOFAP, you get some benefits. Now, in this case, in particular, the mental benefits are the interesting part. Now, I'm not going to go too much into depth about the mental benefits, what exactly these are and how it causes these benefits, because I've covered that in a different video, and that would take too much time. But in short, some of the benefits that doing NOFAP can give you are that it gives you more willpower. It gives you more discipline. It gives you more clarity, right? You get a clearer sense of what you want out of life and how you want to work towards that. And it tends to make you more present as well. And I think it goes without saying that these mental benefits go extremely well with the law of attraction. You just tend to become better at knowing what you want out of life, knowing how you have to work towards that. It becomes better to focus on these things without constantly having your mind drift away and being distracted. You just become more present and more focused on your goals. And so I think it makes a lot of sense that when you do NoFap and you get these mental benefits, that it really enhances the power that the law of attraction has. So whatever you choose to believe, whether you choose to believe that this has to do with energies or not, I think it works. You know, I really think that if you practice the law of attraction and if you do NoFap, that if you do these things in combination with each other, that this is a very effective way of working towards your goals and building the life of your dreams. Now, I'm not trying to create false hopes here. You know, it's not a miracle cure. It's not a magical trick. You still have to really put in the effort. But let's at least put it this way. These are very effective tools to make it more likely that you are going to work hard towards your goals. And, you know, over time, over the course of 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, that is drastically going to increase the chance that you actually end up achieving your goals. So if you want to build the life of your dreams, would I suggest doing NoFap and practicing the law of attraction? Yes, I absolutely would. Now, if you guys like this video, click the like button, leave a comment below. If you want to see more of my videos, I suggest you click the subscribe button over here, because that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make a lot more videos. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.